This is the podcast helping to create, provide, and expand
winners in life.
Positively life-changing experiences through music for all.
Go for it!
This is the podcast that encourages everyone to
break ranks.
Welcome to Break Ranks, the official podcast of the Bands of America Marching Band Championships. I'm Dan Potter, one of the stadium announcers and a media personality for Bands of America and Music for All. This week,
and in first place,
we'll recap Super Regional number 2,
the 2023 Regional Champion,
as well as check the results from 3 other Bands of America regionals this past weekend.
The competitions in the end, it's the best.
A foreign exchange student enters the world of competitive marching band.
He showed me the video and I was like, what is all that?
What will she remember most?
We made ramen in our hotel room.
Let's break ranks. The Bands of America season's rapidly coming to a conclusion, and the second Super Regional of the 2023 tour was a spectacular throwdown by 66 bands from a dozen states at the Dome at America Center in St. Louis. And at the end of finals,
in first place, and the finals award winner for Outstanding General Effect, with a score of 93.4, the 2023 Bands of America St. Louis Super Regional Champion, the Blue Springs High School Marching Band from Blue Springs, Missouri.
That's BOA Hall of Famer Chuck Henson letting the Blue Springs Golden Regiment know that they are the 2023 champions of the BOA St. Louis Super. Despite strong pressure from second place O'Fallon Township of Illinois and Westwood of Texas in third, Blue Springs swept all captions in St. Louis on their way to the title. In prelims, O'Fallon Township was the 4A champ. Blue Springs took the 3A medallions. Illinois' Morton High School was tops in 2A, and Marian Catholic High School adds another Class 1A title to its trophy case. Besides that 2-day Super in St. Louis, Bands of America hosted 3 one-day regionals on Saturday, literally from coast to coast. We start out west at the Riverside, California Regional, where despite taking all 3 captions, Ayala was just 0.6 of a point ahead of another California school, Gar High School, in second. The Golden State's Vista Murrieta High School was third. Ayala was also tops in prelims in 4A. The 3A title went to California's El Dorado High School. Gar was first in 2A, and California's Damien High School swept all captions to take the Class 1A title in Riverside. Next, we fly halfway across the country to the Waco, Texas Regional, where rain canceled out finals, but the crowd and the judges still saw some great prelim shows.
And our 2023 Bands of America Waco Regional Class 4A champions, the Dripping Springs High School Marching Band from Dripping Springs, Texas.
Brad Bell with the winners in Waco. North Texas Wiley High School was second. Clearbrook from down in the Houston area was third. Your class champs in Waco were 1A Meridian High School. There were no 2A schools in this contest. 3A Clearbrook and 4A went to Dripping Springs. And finally, all the way to Jersey and the BOA Piscataway Regional.
With a score of 86.650, the 2023 Bands of America New Jersey Regional Champion, the Dartmouth High School Marching Band from Dartmouth, Massachusetts.
Alex Quintero with the results, putting smiles on the faces of fans of Massachusetts Dartmouth High School, sweeping all captions on their way to victory at Piscataway. A couple of Pennsylvania schools, Unionville and Downingtown West, were second and third respectively. As for the class champs, New Jersey's Verona High School was tops in 1A, Dartmouth 2A, Downingtown West 3A, and New Jersey's John P. Stevens High School took the 4A medallions. Imagine having never even seen a competitive American high school marching band show, and then suddenly finding yourself in one. That is what's happened this fall to Louisa Zuchet. Louisa Zuchet's a senior and a foreign exchange student from Germany who is marching this season with Missouri's Nixa High School Crimson Corps. I spoke with Louisa and her band director, Craig Fingers, at the St. Louis Super Regional.
We get an email from the counselors that there's a foreign exchange student coming in from Germany, and they played a clarinet, and they played in band back home, and so we've had this kind of happen before, so we instantly kind of go into mode of educating Louisa and her host parents. This is what marching band is. This is what band looks like in the fall, and here's the schedule that comes with it. Here's the activity that comes with it. Here's a video of what it is. Just trying to get an education, and then convincing them to just kind of jump in and give it a try, even though they have no idea what really to expect.
Is that true? No idea what to expect when you
Yeah,
came here?
it's completely true. I was like, he showed me the video and I was like, what is all that? Because we don't have it in Germany, not even that something that is close to it. So I was like, that's crazy.
Okay, so what's the learning curve been like for you?
I don't know if there's a learning curve. Like, I had my friend who, like, taught me how to do the steps in the beginning. So, like, it was going up, and, like, now it's just been learning and learning. So it's been pretty normal.
Yeah. Are you enjoying it?
I am, definitely.
What about it do you like?
The competitions and the hanging out. Like, not the morning practices because they're, like, pretty early in the morning, but, like, the competitions in the end, it's the best.
Does the idea of using music and dance and motion to compete, does that seem a little odd?
A little bit, because, like, normally you see it separated, but now all at once, it's super cool.
Have you been sending videos to your parents?
Yes, I have. My mom was like, oh, you're gonna have a hat with, like, feathers on it. And I was like, no, we don't have it that year. But she's like, she loves it.
Craig, tell me about the show this year.
So it's called Behind Their Eyes, and obviously so many marching shows are very abstract. Sometimes it's hard to get the idea of the show to the audience beyond just the visual. But for the students, we really have made an effort of making sure the kids realize that we all have our names, we know what instruments we play, we know what grade we are, but there's so much more to us than just those surface facts. And so the challenge has been to let your guard down and maybe open yourself up to other people a little bit more, to let them know a little bit more about you, and then also realize that there's more people to explore. So, so it's just kind of a deep dive into who we are.
Louisa, that strikes me as like a metaphor for your visit to the United States almost, discovering new places and discovering things about yourself and teaching other people about you.
Mm-hmm, definitely. Like, I've had a lot of questions. Some people, like, switch Germany and Russia. So they're like, oh, yeah, you're from Russia. I'm like, no, I'm from Germany. So that's been, like, pretty funny every day. But it's cool. I love it.
The whole idea of marching band, like you said, was foreign to you, abstract. When he explained that there was, like, a message, it wasn't just music and marching on a field, that there was a show and an intent and a meaning behind what you were doing. What did you think about that?
I think it's super cool because in Germany we just play the music without an intention, and so you're, like, giving a message, telling the people something, and it's not only listening to it, like, it's understanding the meaning behind it.
Do you have a favorite moment so far from the season?
I don't know, like when we started learning movement 3 in the show, because the music is super pretty. I love that, and we made ramen in our hotel room.
You made what in the hotel room?
Ramen.
Oh, you made ramen. Okay, so.
So, yeah, I love that.
Okay, that strikes me, Craig, as like, it's the little memories that they make that 20, 30 years from now, they're going to remember making ramen in the room.
We just talked about that at our last evening practice 2 nights ago, how 20 years from now, they're not going to remember a placement. They're not going to remember a trophy. They're not going to remember any of that, but they are going to remember the moments that they had with their friends. They're going to remember the feeling that they had when performing. Those are the things that really matter, and it's important for us all to remember that, including the directors. Sometimes we get caught up in it too. So it's pretty good to have the kids remind us of those little moments that the ramen in the hotel room is the high point of the season. That's pretty cool. That would have been a cheaper memory than all the travels we just did, but I'll have to remember that for the future. So.
It's all the context that ramen's being consumed in,
exactly.
Right? What's next for the Crimson Corps after St. Louis?
So this was our final competition of the season, so we'll celebrate and then start pulling the chairs out and start working on the concert side of things and build towards next year. Our strength of our program, this is my 27th year here at Nixa, and we just try to be a little bit better each year, and so we'll see how everything turns out this year, and then we'll get back to work and move on to the next. So,
Louisa, are you hopeful of making finals?
Yes, I'm optimistic. I told all my friends, I'm like, we are gonna make finals, definitely. So yeah, we're gonna do it.
Despite Louisa's optimism, the Nixa Crimson Corps did not make finals in St. Louis. But you know what? I doubt that's going to be what Louisa remembers about her time in the Nixa Marching Band and her time at a VOA Super Regional. This week, more memories. Final weekend of competition before Grand Nationals with regionals in Troy, Alabama and St. George, Utah, and the final 2-day Super Regional of the year right here where I am in San Antonio in the Alamo Dome. I'm Dan Potter. I hope I see you in the Alamo City. Until then, go for it. Break ranks.